Come on, let's get excited. It's Saturday, Saturday, Saturday. Woo! Yes, it is. It is Saturday, January 16th, 2021. We have our three readings. Once again, we're in our Psalm 139, 1 through 6, 13 through 18. We do the same Psalm on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the same Psalm on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Our Old Testament reading is 1 Samuel 2, verses 21 through 25. And then our New Testament is a Gospel of Matthew 25, verses 1 through 13. And let us listen in to the scripture. God, investigate my life. Get all the facts firsthand. I'm an open book to you, even from a distance. You know what I'm thinking. You know when I leave and when I get back. I'm never out of your sight. You know everything I'm going to say before I start the first sentence. I look behind me and you're there, then up ahead and you're there too. Your reassuring presence coming and going. This is too much. Too wonderful. I can't take it all in. Oh yeah, you shaped me from first inside and then out. You formed me in my mother's womb. I thank you, high God. You are breathtaking. Body and soul, I am marvelously made. I worship in adoration. What a creation. You know me inside and out. You know every bone in my body. You know exactly how I was made, bit by bit. How I was sculpted from nothing into something. Like an open book, you watched me grow from conception to birth. All the stages of my life were spread out before you. The days of my life all prepared, before I'd even lived one day. Your thoughts, how rare, how beautiful. God, I'll never comprehend them. I couldn't even begin to count them, any more than I could count the sand of the sea. Oh, let me rise in the morning and live among you always. And please, God, do away with the wickedness for good. And you murderers out there, all the men and women who belittle you, God, infatuated with cheap God imitations. See how I hate those who hate you, God. See how I loathe all those godless arrogance. I hate it with pure, unadulterated hatred. Your enemies are my enemies. The Old Testament reading comes from the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 2. Verses 21 through 26. God was most especially kind to Hannah. She had 3 more sons and 2 daughters. The boy Samuel stayed at the sanctuary and grew up with God. By this time, Eli was very old. He kept getting reports on how his sons were ripping off the people and sleeping with the women who helped out at the sanctuary. Eli took them to task. What's going on here? Why are you doing these things? I hear story after story of your corrupt and evil carrying on. Oh, my sons, this is not right. These are terrible reports that I'm getting. Stories spreading right and left among God's people. If you sin against another person, there's help. God's help. But if you sin against God, who is around to help? But they were far gone in disobedience and refused to listen to a thing that their father said. So God, who was fed up with them, decreed their death. But the boy Samuel was very much alive, growing up, blessed by God, and popular with the people. Our New Testament reading today comes from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 25, verses 1 through 13. A story that you are probably very familiar with. The heading of the title is The Story of the Virgins. God's kingdom is like 10 young virgins who took oil lamps and went out to greet the bridegroom. 5 were silly and 5 were smart. The silly virgins took lamps, but no extra oil. The smart virgins took jars of oil to feed their lamps. The bridegroom didn't show up when they expected him, and they all fell asleep. In the middle of the night, someone yelled out, "He's here! The bridegroom's here! Go out and greet him!" The 10 virgins, they got up and got their lamps ready. The silly virgins said to the smart ones, "Our lamps are going out. Lend us some of your oil." They answered, "There might not be enough to go around. Go buy your own." They did, but while they were out buying oil, the bridegroom arrived. When everyone who was there to greet him had gone in to the wedding feast, the door was locked. Much later, the other virgins, the silly ones, showed up and knocked on the door, saying, "Master, we're here. Let us in." He answered, "Do I know you? I don't think I know you. So stay alert. You have no idea when he might arrive." And here ends our reading for the day.